Well, welcome back to Dwayne and Nidia Food, Travel, and Fun. And as I mentioned on the first video from the Med Cruise on the Breakaway that we recently took, we unfortunately lost our vlogging camera. Well, we left it in a cab. And so this is us. This is the morning that we're actually planning on leaving the Hotel Continental, and we are going to taxi our way over to the port to get on the NCL Breakaway. So it's just a parting shot of us. Unfortunately, all of the footage we had of the hotel, including our room tour and the balcony and La Rambla and La Sagrada Familia, we lost. Okay, very smooth embarkation. Very, very smooth. We didn't do much that day, but we did have dinner at Kagnes. Now, they've redone Kagnes on the NCL since it was in dry dock earlier this year. They've gotten rid of Moderna, which was on one side, so now the entire both sides are Kagnes. I did have their shrimp cocktail, and I think that is their lobster bisque that Dwayne ordered. I always ask for extra cocktail sauce. I just find they don't give you enough unless you ask for it up front. My niece had the French onion soup for an appetizer, and her husband also had the bisque. Everything was good for the first course. Everything was great. I really like going to Kagnes on the first day. It's kind of special on your embarkation day. This was my surf and turf plate. Yes, it is an upcharge for the lobster. That is the petite filet. My niece had I believe that's the ribeye with some broccoli. And Dwayne had, I had broccoli and sauteed mushrooms along as my two sides. You can choose any two sides. At first, they were trying to pair certain sides with certain, entrees, but they've now made it so you can order anything you like. Dwayne also had a steak. And he got some type of sauce. And a baked potato and broccoli as well as his two sides. And last but not least, he ordered what looks like the apple pie. I think it's the apple pie. Now, the next day, we had breakfast I think we had breakfast at the old usual there, the Oceans. But then for lunch, we decided to try this American diner. I guess it's open for breakfast on sea days, but I'm not sure. So we decided to go up and check it out, and that's what we did. You know, it's funny. This used to be an upcharge restaurant at first. At least the American diner was. I believe here we're sitting in the buffet, though. Yeah, that's the buffet. But we didn't really eat at the buffet. We were saving some time and going, here it is. This is the American diner. We'd never eaten there before because it had an upcharge, and most of the menu looked a lot like Oceans, which was free. So now it's all free, and they opened for lunch. Here is the American diner menu. They do have desserts and specialties, some sandwiches, appetizers. They do have milkshakes that are, of course, an upcharge. Although the food on the menu is free. A few different things than they have down at Oceans, but, very much the same. I had the white chicken chili. Now, one thing I do like about the American diner is its location. It's up just above the pool deck. These are the views, and in case you're wondering, we were arriving in Abiza this day. So it wasn't really a sea day. It was a late arrival to Abiza. I think we got there at around 11-ish. So people were already starting to leave the ship and go on shore. That's the table, decorated with the license plates from different states. Some of the booths were actually shaped into old 50s cars, like an old diner. And there's Dwayne waving hello. It was pretty empty. A lot of people started to get off the ship. I think we had already, opened up the boat and it passed all of its port inspections. And here we go. This is the white chicken chili. Although it didn't look white to me, it was actually quite good. And I think Dwayne has the nachos. He said they were not the same as the nachos that they serve at Oceans. I got the chicken salad sandwich But I didn't get the bread or the toast, just the sandwich. And Dwayne ordered the meatloaf dinner or meatloaf lunch. So it was meatloaf with mashed potatoes and some corn. And he said it was good. Here are just a few shots of Abiza. If you've never been to Abiza, Abiza is basically a party town, a beach town. You don't have to really take a tour or anything when you get there. There is a water taxi, and you can take a cab over to the port to the center of the old city, right from the port, from where the Breakaway stops. And you can kind of do it on your own. Lots of cafes, lots of shops. The old port is very cute to walk around. Of course, if you're into it, you can also pre-book time at some of their I guess they call them day parties, or their beach parties, or their pool parties, which is what my niece and her husband decided to do. They bought passes for a day party that they said was really fun, next to where all the hotels are, and DJs, famous DJs, and music. It's a very much party kind of island. I found it to be a lot like Mykonos, a lot of nightlife, and during the day pretty quiet, beachy, and just kind of hang. Very scenic, though. Very scenic and very serene. These are the views that I took from the top deck of the Breakaway. We actually did not spend a lot of time in Ibiza. We didn't book any of those beach clubs. We just kind of walked around a little bit and, not far from the port, and then came back. So we got to enjoy the ship and get these shots pretty much without a lot of people around. It was a long stop. I think we were in Ibiza till 7 or 8 at night. But you can kind of get the essence of it right from what it looks like up here. Mountainy, hilly. It is an island.
Well, this is our home for 9 days.
And we're on the beautiful Norwegian Breakaway. This is our favorite, I think, NCL ship, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first thing, we do have the makeup room and the do not disturb signs here that light up outside. And in order to keep your electricity on, you do have to put a card that has any type of strip, right?
Any credit card.
Any credit card, old card of any sort. So let's do the room first, and then we'll do the bathroom. So let me get out of the way and show you how much space. Big double bed. It's actually a king size bed, I think, right?
So it's two twins put together, so it's a king.
Yeah, and then there's some storage behind the bed where that headrest is.
Yeah.
And this is new. We've been on the Breakaway. They added these new lights, and they each have a C-type socket and a USB, and of course the bedside reading lights.
Bright reading lights.
And you have a television that does turn, so you can watch it from bed or from the seating area. There's also storage, right?
Yeah. You don't have to pull it out, but that's two large drawers that pull out.
Huge drawers. I think you have stuff in it.
All my stuff is in there, yeah. So.
There's also more storage under the television. We haven't even used these shelves.
Yeah, this is like 3 shelves here.
And a lot of shelving here.
A couple shelves there with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And here, and this is nice. This is actually a different type of refrigerator. This one actually does cool. It's not just a cooler. We have like nice shelving on the door here. There's actually a little tray on top, and then we have our waters and snacks. Phone, of course, some counter space, and there is an ottoman with a tabletop that you can remove.
That pulls out, yeah.
So you can either make this into a little table and have a meal here, or order room service, or you can pull it out, do your hair here, that kind of thing.
Big mirror right here.
My hair's a mess.
And,
oh my God.
And just below this, also they have both American, U.S. standard, and European plugs.
And when we travel to Europe, because of the hotels, depending where you stay,
we
find it's easy to always have a European converter, almost like a little strip box.
Yeah.
And that way we can have 3 US plugs here as well as our USBs there.
And most importantly, we do carry a lot of franks, as you can see right there.
Hey.
So we gotta have it. So.
And this is a balcony suite. We are room 11262. And we are in Abiza today. Abiza, Spain. So you can take a peek.
Yeah, there's Abiza. And it's a decent sized balcony that we have here as well.
It is. It's so beautiful
couple
here
feet.
today.
Has the 2 chairs, the little table, and it really is a beautiful day out there.
Oh
so
my God, it's not too
take
hot, it's not too cold, there's a light breeze.
look. Unfortunately, Miss Nidia isn't feeling well, so we're passing on seeing this little
We're
island.
passing on Old Town.
We're passing on it for today.
You can only get to Old Town from this dock by either taking shuttles or taking taxis or a bus service. And once you get to Old Town, there's a lot of walking, and my hip is not good today. So,
Yeah.
So Abiza, if I have to sit in at a port, it'll be Abiza because we bought tours and everything starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I just figured we've seen a lot of old towns.
Yep.
A lot of old towns and forts. And other than that, there are 2 famous beaches here.
Back in here, so I can probably get a shot of the whole room nicely.
Let me show you the storage area.
Right here, and we'll stroll across to the bathroom after you see the storage.
Lots and lots of storage here. A safe, of course, and
Yeah,
at least
our pods and
1, 2, 3, 4, like shelving everywhere.
yeah, like 4 shelves, 3 half
Lots of
shelves, a
room.
nice full size, and lots of hangers and more storage on that side.
And here's a tip for you cruisers. You can buy this for like $1 at the dollar store, and it becomes a little hamper. And
Yeah.
if you're like us and you do laundry sometimes mid-trip, or if you're platinum on, I think if you're platinum and higher, or stay in a club balcony suite
Yeah, you
or
get
higher.
some free laundry.
Yeah, so it's worth it to us to do laundry once or twice, but to keep it all out of the way.
Yeah,
buy
it's nice
those
to have that
hampers.
little hamper.
They flatten down into a little frisbee when we take it home.
It really
Stick it
does.
in the suitcase. This is a regular stateroom balcony room. It's not a club balcony suite. But the bathroom's actually better than I expected.
We are fully moved into the bathroom, but as you can see, it's got a nice, almost a double wide sink. It's just a single sink in this one. There is storage underneath, and some storage down there. And the shower is a nice kind of wraparound.
With a glass
With
door.
yeah, the heads, different settings. Ups, you up the
That's
light.
me.
Yeah, no problem. So, you got shampoo, body wash. That's it. It's a pretty decent setup. That is a very comfortable size shower.
The club balcony suite has like a full-size
Really-
huge shower, and
really
some
is
come
big.
with tubs, and I think it has 2 sinks. This is much bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah,
I think
this
we've
is-
always stayed in a club balcony on this ship.
Yeah.
And hooks for your
Yeah, a couple hooks up there.
pajamas or whatever. And another full-length mirror here.
Yep.
I really think they did a good job on this Breakaway class, the Getaway and the Breakaway, as well as the Encore and the Escape.
Yeah, they really did
Breakaway class.
optimize the space. So it was
And now
quite
you
the
can
nice.
just pan and see. It's really pretty spacious when
Yeah,
you stand.
I just did that. I just
Yeah.
came all the way around. So, okay. Well, that is our room. Until next time, we'll see you. All right. So this evening we decided to dine at another specialty restaurant. This one is the Italian restaurant called La Cucina. There is La Cucina on many of the NCL ships. I think they've been replaced with the more current Onda on some of the more new ships, such as the Prima class ships. Here's a look at the menu. Lots of soups and salads, different appetizers, pizza. When you do use your specialty dining, the pizza counts as an entree. So the pizza is not an appetizer. You can get an appetizer and you can get a pizza, or you can get an appetizer and you can get a meal, and then of course everyone can have dessert. And an appetizer I think also includes the salads, so you can choose from the salads, the soups, and the other appetizers. Trust me, it's more than enough food. And they have gone to that single cover charge for $40 for the entire specialty meal. I think it's $40 here. I think it's maybe $50 at Kagnes or $60 at La Bistro. Different prices at different restaurants. So we ate early. We ate around 5 or 5:30. We had an early reservation. We got to sit right near the window, which we love.
And service at La Cucina, especially on the Breakaway, we've noticed has always been very, very good. And we really do enjoy eating at the specialty restaurants more than we enjoy eating at the main dining rooms. And, you know, we've had some really good main dining room meals. You'll probably see some in this video series. But I just find the food to be more consistent and a few different options. And the whole meal service is just faster and yet more relaxed. It just is less bustling. And the food comes to you and it's hotter, and you can tell it's just right off the grill or hot out of the oven most of the time. It's less banquety, is what I'm trying to say. I got the pasta fagioli, which is a vegetable soup with beans and a little bit of macaroni. This is the fried calamari that Dwayne ordered for his appetizer. He likes fried calamari. I don't think he's ever met a fried calamari he didn't love. And this one was no exception. He really enjoyed his calamari. And I gotta say, if you're into soups, that soup was great. Now, I had the shrimp fried diavolo, but I did not want the pasta. I asked them just to give me the shrimp with the fried diavolo sauce and a side of spinach, which they did. They completely accommodated the meal. I don't eat pasta. And Dwayne got the ossobuco, which I believe comes with risotto and what looks like a wine or red wine reduction. And I ended my meal with a espresso. And Dwayne's dessert was the panna cotta. I think it was the strawberry panna cotta.